With Final Fantasy VII Remake behind me and 100%ed, I was so eager to start Crisis Core Reunion since I never played this game, but this game is...
Where did he go?
So much cringe in this game. Welcome back, Classic Crew, to a Crisis Core journal where there won't be many of these. I think there will be this one of my first impression and the last one when I beat it, because I don't think I'm gonna fall in love with this game the way I fell in love with Final Fantasy VII Remake. First of all, everything about it feels budget. And before you say, wait, it was a PSP game and they remade it. I don't know if you guys sound like that. You probably don't. You might sound more like, actually, it was a PSP game. Anyways, yes, it was a PSP game. But hey, Final Fantasy VII was a PlayStation game and they remade that one fantastically. So I got my first, as soon as the opening credits or scene started, I knew something was up. So of course it starts with Zack on the train. It's kind of a throwback to the whole Final Fantasy VII opening. But even the music at this point, I was like, something's not hitting me. When you start Final Fantasy VII Remake, you feel the music in your soul and it's going, and in Crisis Core, it's like you hear the music, but you don't feel anything. And I'm just like, it doesn't, why is it not hitting as hard? And then you get thrown into your first combat. And again, Final Fantasy VII Remake, when you get control your character, you go whoosh whoosh and it feels good. You're like, oh, this is smooth. With Zack, you go whoosh whoosh whoosh. Wait, whoosh whoosh whoosh. The combo stops at 3. It's a little bit more clunky. It doesn't quite feel as nice, and you got this roulette thing going on in the top left, and you got these old UI bars everywhere with some MP, some HP, some SP. I don't even know what SP is at this point. The whole thing is feeling very budget, and then we get into some cutscenes, and Zack is talking about this other dude, Genesis and Sephiroth, and then there's Angeal, who looks like an older Zack. I don't know if he's his dad or his older brother. Anyways, there are a lot of dudes in this game. I don't think I have yet to see a woman. I mean, I saw one. Actually, it was Baby Yuffie, but not technically a woman at that point. But she is adorable. I like Baby Yuffie. So the whole game is presented as a clunky, but it feels like I never had a PSP, so I can't even say it feels like PSP. It feels like a budget handheld game that got a visual uplift. And I think that's okay. It's just my expectation where I thought it was going to be the Final Fantasy VII Remake engine and everything was going to play like that, but you're just getting a new story. It wasn't that at all. And even the story itself is a little weird. Basically, you're playing Zack, who's a second-rate soldier, a second-class soldier. Sephiroth is the hero. He's first class. And there is a soldier called Genesis who went rogue, and he's cloning himself and causing trouble for the soldier crew. And the soldier crew's like, we got to stop him. And on your first mission, your boy betrays you and joins Genesis. And you're just like, what the heck's going on? And then it's like, Sephiroth, you should do something. He's like,
no, I don't think I will.
So Zack is like, I want to be a hero. I'll fight whoever you want. And then they're like, all right, Zack, do it. And then off he goes. My only impression of Zack before this game were the brief cutscenes from Advent Children and Final Fantasy VII Remake. And I always got the impression he was kind of this older mentor to Cloud, and maybe that's what he becomes, this really outstanding guy you can look up to. But so far in the 4 hours I played this game, he's a really cringe. Cringe is another definition of this game. In fact, the chat and I decided we need to have a cringe counter for the game because a lot of this game out cringes me. I'm like, oh my, did they just say that? Are they really doing this? The game is cringe. Zack, they refer to Zack as a puppy at a point, and that's very descriptive. A puppy, they're cute and all, but when they see you, they get really excited, and sometimes they pee on the floor a little. That is Zack. He sees you, he gets excited, and then he pees. The whole game honestly feels like a B-rated movie. And I say that in a good way, because B-rate movies kind of have a certain charm to them, and this game has a charm in that non-polished way. And everything about it screams early 2000s. They're all pulling out their flip phones and they're like, yo, what's up? And then the guy's like, I just sent you mail. You know how to read mail? And he's just going off about the mail. And it's like, look at my flip phone where I can read mail, which was such a thing in the early 2000s. Oh my God, I can receive emails to my phone. And there's just so much broness. And I have to keep this in context. This game was released when Final Fantasy VII was popular and there was no real 3D game. So this was the first game to really kind of give us a sense of this universe in a 3D space. So like this was almost the equivalent of like the remake. Sure, everything probably felt cool, but man, is it outdated now, where everyone's clearly trying to be cool as like, look at all the leather I have, look at all the bro and my flip phone, and we're soldiers and we got them things going on. And it's just like, no, stop it. I will say though, the thing that is keeping me going in this game, and the biggest probably redemption point, are the missions. And I am so surprised I have fallen in love with this. So in between your chapter missions, you have missions that you can take on for people in like a terminal. And they're very quick, like arcadey style, fight this, fight that, with different stars. It actually feels very much like Monster Hunter and its quest. And there's a big fat number in the mission logs that says your completion percentage, which I'm a sucker for. So I'm like, I have to complete all the missions to get this to say 100, and you get rewarded at like 5, 10, 15, every 5 increments you get a reward. I'm like, oh, this is some satisfying stuff. Let's do it. So I've been really enjoying just cranking out missions and just like getting all my little check marks. I don't know what it is about it. I just love doing that. And the combat is actually getting pretty, now that I'm getting more used to and accepting it's its own thing, I am enjoying it. The one thing I'm going to criticize it for though is the random thing that goes on in the top left of the screen. Basically, throughout the whole fight, you have a roulette wheel going off all the time that you can't control, and there's nothing that you can do about it. And it just randomly gives you something. Sometimes it gives you a limit break. Sometimes it gives you extra HP. Sometimes it heals you. Sometimes it gives you unlimited MP. Sometimes it makes you invincible. Sometimes it gives you a random cutscene about characters and their interactions where it just stops the combat. And you're just watching a cutscene mid-combat. You're like,
good work.
Whoa, what's happening?
Where is Angel?
Just random story thrown into fights. It has an interesting dynamic to the fight because sometimes when your MP is unlimited, you're like, all right, time to spam some spells. So you do have to adapt your strategies to the random things that are happening in the wheel. So I kind of like it, but I feel we need to play it some more. All I'm going to say is that it's interesting at this stage. Nothing that I expected. It's just, I was actually expecting more of a better story, so I'm disappointed on the story. The combat, I'm intrigued, and the mission stuff, I'm enjoying quite a bit. So overall, I think it's going to be a good, fun time, but I don't think I'm going to fall in love with this the way I did Final Fantasy VII Remake. And that's okay. We don't have to love everything. Sometimes it's okay to like and not love. So that's where I'm at. If there's any other exciting developments, I'll make another journal. Otherwise, I will see you when I roll credits on this game. And let me know if you've played it, if you played the PSP version, how the new remake compares to it. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next video, next journal, or stream, wherever I may be. And until then, keep it classy.